Back at it, we're getting into the second half of preseason to us. It's really, really important that we keep making progress. I really like the way the first group played on both sides of the ball last week, and I'm hoping that we can build on that this week. We won't be talking about play times. You'll be asking, but we won't be talking about play times. But I'm expecting everybody to play in this game, and looking forward to it. We've got a chance to get a couple guys healthy too, coming back to us, which is good. J.D. McKissick and C.J. Prosise coming back out, got good work today and looked really good on the practice field. So, we'll see. Lano Hill will also get a chance to play in this game, which for the first time. So that's a good deal. So a lot of good things. We're in the middle of it all, and really working on our game, trying to get the fundamentals and the basics together as we get our last 2 weeks in order and get ready for the opener.
What's the update on DK and the surgery?
It was a minimal surgery and minimal findings, so we have high expectations. We'll go week to week with it and see how he does, and we really don't have any concern that he won't get back soon. So we're excited that we got it done. It was the kind of deal we could have put off and waited, but we thought we'd use the time frame that we had available, and hopefully it'll work out just right for us.
Do you have any more optimism or read on him being ready for the start of the regular season?
We're going to go week to week and just see what happens. And I don't think there's no indications that it's going to be a long return. It's going to be a shorter return than long. So we'll see how we can do with this and keep our fingers crossed for him.
How about Marquise Blair?
Yeah, he had back spasms in the game and he just didn't quite make it back today. He tried and wasn't able to go. So that's a day-to-day thing.
Pete, I just asked Puna if he played any running back in high school, and he said yes.
Yes, he did.
I asked him if you asked him to play fullback on the goal line, what do you do? And he said yes. Is that anything that you'd ever consider using him in a role like that?
I would never divulge that kind of insight, No. But I've shown his highlights to the players before, and he didn't run. He wasn't a scat back. Okay, he was not a scat back. In case you were wondering, he kind of ran over whatever was in front of him, and was pretty good at it too. So.
How has Keenan Reynolds looked so far?
He's been playing really solid. He knows every position. He can do everything for us. He's really a utility guy that is valuable in that regard. And he's done nothing but hard work and good stuff since he's been there. He's been a great worker.
What do you know about what he does in the Navy, his job in the Navy?
Little. I know very little. I know that he scored a ton of touchdowns, and they love him for it. And he's the most productive touchdown maker in the history of college football. And the Navy's darn proud of him. I'm sure his other work is really good too, but I don't know about it.
Shaquem Griffin, any more on him?
He hasn't responded yet. He had a pretty good day yesterday, and it wasn't quite as good this morning. So it's just he's got a bruised knee that he's just not quite back from yet.
Hugo Amadi, the play he made on the punt the other day. I guess how sort of perfect was that?
It was a perfect play. It really was. The timing of it, the form tackle, the shoulder hit, exactly. A great hawk tackle in that setting where he showed thousands of kids what it looks like to tackle somebody in the open field. But he's just done something every time he's been out on the field. So he's been a really exciting player for us. And he knocked the ball out today. He got his first punch out today. So he's done a lot of positive stuff.
On defense, is there any? Is he still just kind of playing everywhere?
He's playing safety and nickel. He's playing safety and nickel. He's competing for the nickel spot. So he's still competing for the nickel spot. So these 2 games will be enormous for him again to show how far along he's come. It's really about the details and the intricacies of playing the position that he's just got to catch up with. He's really a bright kid too, and he's there's no indication that he's not going to learn it. But it's just kind of a race to the opener.
We talked about it a little bit the other night, the play that Hunt made on the fumble.
Yeah.
How much does that weigh into rosters, effort, examples of the rest of the players?
Well, I can't even imagine the guy making a better play on the football field than what he did. He came out of nowhere, blocking the line of scrimmage, full dead sprint, nothing in his mind but to get after that football, knocked it loose for us. And if you notice, he scrambled back up and covered up Jackson Harris, who made the recovery, which is exactly what they're trained to do. It was the intensity, the effort, the perfection of really getting the job done. We were giving the ball back they're getting the ball back, and we took it right away. It's a huge play. And they had possession of it, and he took it away. So does it enter in? Heck yeah. I can't ask for a guy to compete better than that. So it's awesome.
How much do you use that as an example in the film?
Oh yeah, it's already. Yeah, it'll be shown. It's already been shown, and it'll be shown on our, from now on. It's one of those plays.
What do you take from what Sean Penny's done so far in the preseason?
He's doing fine. He's been great. That game didn't show it, but he did well when he had his chances. He's had a lot of plays that he hasn't had much space, and so I know how to look at that, know how to evaluate it. He's done great. He's in great shape. He's working hard. His pass protection is skyrocketed from where it was before. Awareness back there and getting out of the backfield, all that stuff is really good. So he's doing fine. To me, he's right in there, matched up, fighting for play snaps, and he's fighting with Chris every day. And I hope that competition will continue. I don't know which way it turns out. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I love the way Chris plays, and I love the way Penny plays, and we're very fortunate to have two guys that can really carry the load like that.
Do you think you'll get more chances with the top offensive line out there this preseason?
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm not evaluating him in that sense. I know what he can do.
He said he's faster. Is he playing faster?
Yes. Yeah, he is. He's stronger. He's leaner, and he just looks quicker. And he's looked quick throughout. And so, it's the result of a really good offseason, a really diligent work, and the power and strength work that he did really paid off.
You talked a couple weeks about the edge rush group. Now that you've gotten to see more of them, what have you seen out of the edge rushers? Mingo, edge rushers.
Edge rushers, yeah.
What have you seen out of them?
Well, I think Jacob has been kind of a little bit further ahead, just because of his background with the position. But Barker's done a really good job for us. He's become a rusher. He's become a full-time rusher, and so both those guys are really fast, and the thing that they have that makes them special is their effort. Their effort is fantastic. I think Jake's a little bit farther ahead technique-wise, but Ming's got a little bit more reach and length and stuff like that. So both guys, I think, are going to be a factor for us. We're counting on that.
What stood out to you about Jamar Taylor and what he's brought to you guys? And it seems like he's had a nice week or two here.
Yeah, he's been given, he's earned the chance to be the nickel, and so he's competing for that spot. He'll start at that spot this week, see how he does, and he's in there battling. He does bring some experience to us. That we have a lot of young guys back there, so he brings play experience, and he's really fast. He's a 4.3 guy. He's really fast, and it shows up. So he's done a nice job so far. He's right in the middle of the competition.
The Irv Smith touchdown, was that just a communication break or what?
Yeah, we screwed it up. He's made a mistake.
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton's, we're going to hold him out this week. Didn't quite make it back yet, and passing all of the protocol and all. We're just going to take care of him. I think it's a good idea. Gino needs to play a lot, and so it'll work out. But really, this is because we want to take care of Paxton. He took a nasty hit. His neck's still sore, so that's it.
Gino's back. Gino's all the way
Yes.
back.
Going back to DK, how worried are you that he's not going to get the opportunity to kind of develop and get used to the speed of the game?
That's the biggest concern. He just doesn't get enough snaps to, in preseason that he could have benefited from. He's shown us that he can play and he can do the stuff that we need him to do. We don't have any question about that. But it's just the quality of reps and repetitions and stuff like that that we won't be able to benefit from that.
Piggybacking kind of off of that, has it been kind of frustrating not seeing a lot of your rookie draft picks out here? A lot of them being on the mend due to injury?
I haven't been thinking about it that way, but it's frustrating we don't get to see LJ. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, DK has shown us what he can do, and there's a ton of improvement that's still out there for him, and he could benefit from the work, as we said. But LJ is we just have to wait it out. So in that regard, LJ is the one that's frustrating to me because he hasn't really had a shot to get going.
You were part of Ford's game. You had to improve last year and this year to give you the confidence he could be starting material.
I think we had to come to appreciate his uniqueness. He's a unique football player, just in stature and in style, the length that he has that he uses so well. He's really an instinctive player. It took a while to appreciate that. You need to be out there. I think he played 270 snaps or something last year. It's not enough really to really dig in, but he gave us the indications. We saw it, and when we came out of the season, we looked back. We thought, boy, we should have played him more. And so. He's got terrific quickness. He understands where the ball's going. In time, because he's such an aware football player, he's going to know where the football is going almost every snap. He reminds me of a player that I had back, Henry Thomas, that was a great player for us back in the Minnesota days. He played for us at New England. That just had such extraordinary instincts that the stature and the size wasn't the factor. They were just such good players. Puna has a chance to be that kind of a player. So we're thrilled how he's doing.
Does he have a chance to be fullback?
I don't know why Why are we on the fullback thing? Why are we?
Coach, Nasir Jones was a guy that showed a lot of potential last season. Where is he at now?
He's having problems with his knee, and we're addressing that this week. He wasn't out here today. He's been working hard to try to quiet it down. It just hasn't gone the way we want it to. He's got a tendonitis type of a thing that's bothering him, and that's not an official evaluation. So you'll know more in the next couple of days, as we will. We're looking at him carefully.
Lamar Darboh hasn't played yet. Is he?
Yeah, he's ready to come back this week. Yeah, this should be his week to return. He practiced all last week and did a nice job, but we just felt he needed another week to go ahead and get it done. So he's in good shape, and he needs his play time, because he hasn't had a chance to show yet.
Is Ethan competing at left guard, or is that Mike's job?
Ethan's done a great job stepping up with the starters. He's done a great job. I'm really counting on Mike to come back in, but he's got to get well. And if he doesn't, if he's not right, then Ethan's ready to go. So Ethan is a starter for us. And if Mike comes back and he's great in shape and all that stuff, then he'll get a first look for us. But Ethan really has done beautifully.
Is Phil Haynes any closer to getting back with you?
Yeah, of course he is. It's just a matter of time, and he's running and doing some stuff now that gets him closer. He hasn't quite got over the hump yet, but it's a race to the opener, and if he can make it or not. The fact that it's going to come up to next week, it's going to be hard for him. But we have really high hopes for him. I guess that goes back to the rookie deal. That's part of the frustration.
Collier any closer to returning?
Yeah, we just talked about it today, and he's doing a lot of stuff, and he's up and moving and all that, and on Ultra G and all those kinds of things. Not quite ready to unload on it, where he can, say it the other way, where he can load up on it and change direction on it yet. So, not quite.
Anything else? Thank you.
You got